Good morning guys and welcome to today's video. Right guys, in today's video we're going to be looking at rounding decimals. So I'll be talking through briefly what is meant by rounding decimals. Okay, and we'll be looking at like 5 examples. Or 6, 7 in total. And just talking you through that. Right guys, if you're new, obviously welcome. My name's Abdallah Wahishi and I'm a private maths tutor and a qualified maths teacher for secondary and primary maths. Okay, don't forget to obviously subscribe if you're new, and drop the video a like, okay, if you're new to my channel. Okay, but let's get on with today's video. Okay, right guys, okay, so it's aimed at Key Stage 3 and GCSE, obviously foundation and higher. Okay, for the AQA, EdXL, OCR, and the WJEC, specifications, okay, for maths. Okay, right guys, so decimal, from the previous lesson that we looked at yesterday, decimal is a number that has like a decimal point. Okay, so it's part of a whole number. We said that a decimal can be expressed as a fraction or a percentage. Okay, so these are what I call decimals actually. Okay, so that is also a decimal. So a little point guys to mention actually, so remember, if I have a decimal here ever, okay, and I put a 0 after the last digit, then that's still the same number. Okay, so 10.10 is the same as 10.10, which is the same as 10.100, and so on and so forth. So if I put a 0, it doesn't change my answer. Okay. Right guys, rounding decimals. Okay, so we're looking at this for like today's lesson. Okay, so if it's 5 or more, we bump up, so we round up. If it's below 5, the digit, we round down. Okay, so looking at these examples, right, rounding decimals. Okay, so it says round 4.8925 to 1 decimal place, 2 decimal places, 3 decimal places, and 4 decimal places. Okay, the reason why I'm mentioning this video today, guys, obviously I'm doing it, is because I think sometimes when I do my workings in other videos, you might be thinking, oh, well, obviously most of my answers are round to 2 decimal places. So this video will hopefully explain, if you're not sure yet, like in my previous videos, sometimes like when I get an answer and I round it, hopefully this video, it will explain that for like today's lesson. Okay, right guys, when we round decimals here, we have to look here at the next place along. So that's my units, that's my tenths, hundredths, thousandths, and 10,000ths. Obviously that would be my tens, hundreds, and so on and so forth. Right, when I round here to 1 decimal place actually, so that means I look at the second decimal place. Point. If that number's 5 or more, I round the first decimal place up, okay, if that makes sense. So 4.895 actually, okay, so 1 decimal place actually, okay, the answer would be 4.9. Because the 9 there is above 5, so I bump up that 8 to 9. And that's how I would do that. Okay, so I hope that made sense and it was clear. Okay, for 2 decimal places, guys, I look at the 3rd decimal place along. Okay, so that's my 3rd. That's below 5, so my answer would be 4.89. So the numbers won't change. Okay, so the first 2 decimal places will not change. Okay, if it's below 5. Right, to 3 decimal places, guys. So I will look at the 4th decimal place, which is 5. So I'll round that up actually, so it'll be 4.893 is my answer. Okay, so that's my answer there. Okay, and then to 4 decimal places, guys. Okay, this one's like a little trick to it. I've thrown it in there, just to be cleared. Okay, so I would look at the 5th decimal place here. Now we said at the beginning that if I put a 0, it doesn't change my answer. So the 5th decimal place here essentially has a 0, so my answer wouldn't change. So it would just be 4.925 to 4 decimal places. So that is how I would work that one out, guys. Okay, so I hope that was actually clear, guys. Okay, right, it says here round 62.931 to 2 decimal places, 2 dp. Okay, dp is just abbreviated for decimal point, guys. Right, so it's 62.93. okay, because the 1 there is below a 5, so I round down. Okay, right guys, looking at the 5 examples, okay, for today's lesson. Example 1, round 1.286 to 1 decimal place. Okay, so that's my first decimal place, that's my second, so the 8th I've circled it, so the answer would be 1.3. Next one, guys, round 27.872, okay, to 3 decimal places. Okay, so again, I look at the 4th decimal place, so it's below a 5, so it just stays the same. So 27.897. Right, guys, example 3. Round 102.6948 to 3 decimal places, 2 decimal places, sorry. I look at the 3rd decimal place. Okay, so it'd be 102.69. Okay, again, it's below a 5. Okay, last 2 examples, guys. Round 10,124.914 to 2 decimal places. Again, I look at my 3rd decimal place, so it's going to be a 4 where I've circled it. So it's going to be 10,124.91. Okay, and I'm not sure why I put an 8 there. It should be a 9, not an 8. Okay. Right, guys, lastly, round 14.55742 to 4 decimal places. Okay, so again, look at the 5th decimal place, it's a 2, so I'm going to round down, so it's 14.5574, and that would be my answer. Okay, so I hope that was actually clear, guys. So the key point to mention is that if it's above 5, we round up. If it's below 5, we round down. That applies for significant figures, which I'm going to come into in the next video, and also numbers. Yes, so rounding to the nearest 10, 100, 1,000, all that applies to rounding it as a rule, guys. Right, guys, thank you for watching. I hope that was clear. Yeah, and please check out, guys, Maths Genie, Primus Kitten, Corbett Maths, Maths Chelsea, Hegarty Maths, and Exam Solution. So they are very, very, very good like YouTube channels that I've come across recently, particularly Maths Chelsea, guys. Yeah, check that one out actually, because I found that quite useful myself. Okay, so thank you for watching, guys. Please do subscribe and enable notifications and drop the video a like. Okay, and I will see you hopefully tomorrow. Okay, thank you for watching. Okay, guys. Okay, speak soon. Bye now.